Hello everyone, it is I, the QuickSmasherEXE, bearing some unfortunate news. During my last recording session, the software that I used to record these episodes gave me an error. I believe I had just finished recording part 18, I think, when I got this error. So yeah, what I did was I stopped the recording session and I went to check on the footage to make sure I still had all of that. And I still had the footage for parts 9 through 13, which you've probably noticed since I have those episodes up. And I also still have the footage for parts 15 and 16. However, part 17 and 18, as well as most of the footage for part 14, is gone. I don't think it was deleted because it wasn't in my recycling bin or anything. It was just as if it had never been recorded. I just don't have it. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to have those episodes. Now, part 17 and 18 I am going to re-record, but as for part 14, I'm not going to be doing that. The reason being that because I already have so much of that other footage done and I didn't have a save for a while before then. Like, the last save point I had was some number of turns before then. I think I saved on screen, but I don't remember. The point being that going back and re-recording so that I had all of part 14 would have meant like another hour or two of replaying the same thing. And I don't mean to sound lazy or like I don't care about the work that I put out, but it just didn't seem worth it to me to make up for 15 minutes lost footage for all of that effort, you know? As I mentioned before, we still do have part of part 14. I'd recorded it in 2 chunks, and we still have the second chunk, which is about 7 minutes. It's a little less than that. And I am going to be showing that after this little monologue of mine. But as for the rest of part 14, which is turns 135 to 146, or at least most of the things done during those turns, there's a little bit of turn 135 and a little bit of turn 146 recorded, I'm sure. We don't have those. The footage just is missing entirely. So, I'm going to give a brief overview of what happened during those turns, and then I'm going to show the older footage, or not the older footage, but the surviving footage, right? So, the first thing you'll notice when we transition over to that footage is that we have a new government. We researched the Divine Right Civic, and we went over to the Monarchy government, which gives you, like, 3 military policy slots, and then 1 of everything else. Which is quite a bit of military policy slots. We aren't going to fill all of those with good things, but, you know, it's what we did. It's what we're in now, and you're going to notice that when we switch in. Secondly, we researched a lot of other civics and technologies and got inspirations and eurekas for them as well. Thirdly, our war with America, we did that. We didn't finish it, but we started it, and we took Washington and Charleston. We also started a war with Poland, which unfortunately managed to increase the combat strength of its cities before we could start conquering them, so we will not get to see the comical display of my 48 strength Mamluks walking through an empire of 3 cities with a roughly 20 combat strength. So we're not going to get to see that. Most importantly, though, most eventfully, is our war with France, which has drawn to a close during that dark period we don't have any knowledge of. We managed to take Marseille and Rouen, at least, you know, and I'm probably butchering those French pronunciations, but, like, I mean, when I say I don't care, I mean I don't care to ever learn how to pronounce them correctly. If that bothers you, like, you know, my condolences go out to you, but I'm not gonna actually learn how to pronounce them. We also did find Paris, although we did not take Paris, and we need to take all the original capitals for a domination victory, so we will need to eventually go back and conquer Paris. But the reason we didn't do that is because, as I said, our Mamluks have 48 combat strength. And as I've mentioned earlier in the series, I'm sure I've mentioned this at least, the combat strength of a civilization's cities are based on the combat strength of the strongest unit they've made. And France produced their unique unit, the Garde Impériale, during our war with them, and the Garde Impériale has 65 combat strength. And then they garrisoned the Garde Impériale in Paris which meant that it had about 70-something combat strength, and our Mamluks, again, only have 48. And since a combat strength difference of about 30 is enough for the strongest party to win entirely in a single match, any Mamluk that attacked Paris effectively was destroyed instantly. And so it just wasn't pragmatic to go and continue that war. So we had to declare peace, and we're going to have to come back later on with our bombards or artillery or whatever and take Paris later. So, yeah. It's a bit of a shame we don't have the footage because it was a pretty interesting part of the game. I mean, it had me talking over it, so it might be a little spoiled, but I still thought it was fairly eventful. You know, one of the more interesting moments I've had having to stop a war because a civilization managed to produce a unit and just made their cities too strong to actually continue it. Interesting little thing that happened there. So yeah. But I'm gonna stop talking in a little bit and turn over to me from the past, just so that he can talk us through the footage that we do have. And, you know, at the end of the day, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not the whole episode, it's better than nothing. Right, so here we are. Enjoy. Hello everybody, welcome back to Sid Meier, Civilization 6. In this episode, we realized that after having very few useful economic policies for most of the game, we're at the point, finally, where there's actually, like, a lot of really good ones, like town charters, craftsmanship. These are all really good policies, to the point where I don't even feel like I can afford to put serfdom in. I know if I had, maybe Merchant Republic or something, which is really good, I'd be able to do that, but not right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything more useful than feudal contract that I could be putting in, and to be entirely honest, like, maybe raid, but I don't think that's going to be super helpful. Sure, yeah. Raid versus sack, that's not... Oh yeah, those are separate policies, never mind. So yeah, there's nothing too useful right now, so we're going to just keep what we have. If we had more economic policies, there'd be useful stuff, but there's not. Sure, whatever. We'll probably want to switch these two's position, the crossbowman with the Mamluks, so the siege tower can get in position right there next turn, but... Oh, wait, can I just move across here? Yeah, we can? Alright then, we're gonna do that then. So yeah, next turn, we'll probably be declaring war on Poland. We'll peace out in Teddy Roosevelt in a little bit. We'll just take New Orleans. We're gonna finish building universities soon enough, so... We're going to go on metal casting, because we need to build bombards. Bombards are very important, because they're just going to let us deal lots of damage. Okay, go theocracy. That one's kind of useful. That one's kind of nice. It's not, like, going to get us too much, but none of these policies are great, to be honest. Like, the government itself isn't bad, because it'll give us more economic policies. But at the same time, I think, like, the benefit is going to be outweighed by going to get, exploration, which, while also a dead end, the government is just better, and the medieval fairs is important to get, and, oh, we're gonna... Oh, jeez, what am I even looking at now? I'm gonna have to put that where the red circle is so it doesn't move. Yeah. 3 turns, I'll get the trade route. So I'm gonna actually work on something else. We're gonna work on diplomatic service, which I don't think we're gonna be able to get a declared alliance with anyone. Right, so, like, make this game more equitable. They're, like, I've never been able to get that inspiration to actually trigger. So, if you've ever been able to get that to trigger, please tell me how you did so in the comments, because I have no idea how you do that. And in the meantime, we're just gonna build a workshop here. That sounds very important and very useful. Yeah, that barbarian there isn't, like, of great importance to us. This unit is out of movement still. Right. So we're gonna just have them wait for the next turn, because it hasn't been the next turn yet. No, and you have so many Mamluks to control, you can forget what turn it is and how long you've been playing. And also, man, look at this swarm, this of death that the Americas must overcome. And by must overcome, I mean we'll obviously not be able to deal with. We're just move all our units over here.
Move everyone down, except for this guy. And this guy's a promotion. Like, since we don't really need him yet, we're just gonna leave him. And we're gonna have this guy head over and wait. It is a promotion, though, since we'll go ahead and get that. And we're gonna give him a name. The Tundra Death. I don't like the Tundra Death. The Walking Death. That sounds too much like a TV show. The Tin Death. That seems too much like you're trying to number something that you can't number. The White Death. That sounds racist. The Mountain Death. That sounds too much like a soft drink. The Angel Death. That sounds too much like an oxymoron. Well, I mean, or like Azrael, I guess. The Aimed Death. That sounds like you're trying too hard. The Stonewall Death. That sounds too much like Stonewall Jackson. The Ragged Death. Just don't like that one. The Armored Death. They're not armored. The Screaming Death. I don't like that. They're not on horses. They aren't dead. The Ghost Death, though. I gotta admit. They have arrows that kill ghosts. No, stop. Don't move. They have arrows that kill ghosts. That's why they call them the Ghost Death. Because they kill ghosts. Ghostbusters ain't got nothing compared to the Ghost Death. They kill ghosts with crossbows. What feat do the Ghostbusters have that compares to the ability to kill ghosts with crossbows? I ask you to come up with a feat, because there are none of such greatness. Anyway, let's move our Mamluks here. I don't think ranged units actually get any bonus from siege towers appropriately, you know, so I wouldn't worry about that. For battering rams either, which is what we're currently have here. So yeah, we're gonna move over here. We're gonna have this guy just shoot some arrows. This road I don't think is actually benefiting us, so we're not gonna be cutting down and shooting some more health at it, but that's fine. We're gonna take New Orleans soon enough anyway, and then Teddy will give us peace, and we'll bankrupt his economy, and we know how this all goes. Alright, so, let's see. Should we switch locations with this guy? We should be able to do that. Yes, we are. We're gonna have this guy wait here. We're gonna have this Mamluk come down here. And, we're gonna, I guess, have them wait around for a little bit. Because, you know, not too much to do. We're gonna have them all fortify. And, I guess I'll formulate a battle plan of some sort. Alright, so I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna formulate a battle plan, and then I'll be right back, and I'll take Poland. So yeah, I'm actually not gonna save scum. Don't be worried. I have a little bit of integrity. Not that there's nothing too terribly unintegritous about. Well, I guess there is something unintegritous about save scumming, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm just taking a little break, and so I'll be back shortly.